Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome all of you to the motivation class. We started this class because I thought that we all of us need some motivation in our life for any work. Suppose I'm doing this class, I'm like teaching you, I need some motivation. You are you are coming to the class, you need some motivation. So for students, what is the motivation for students? The motivation is you can learn something so that you can succeed in your life, and uh, you you can fulfill your dreams. These are your motivation. And my motivation is definitely I'm doing the job. So I am doing the job because for my sake, I will get some money, and which will help me to like uh, fulfill my dreams. So these are motivation which we all need in like in different stages of life. So a teacher motivates us while we are in the school, we are in the college, university. It is a job of a teacher to motivate us. Sometimes the family members also, like there are some family members who motivate us, and like we can get motivated by any point of our life by anyone. So it's not a one person's job. Maybe you can get motivated by friends, you can be motivated by your family, anyone. So it's not like always a teacher who motivates us. Like there are many people who can motivate us. So there are a lot of motivation needs when we are in the job world, because in jobs world, in corporate world, sometimes you can feel a little bit monotonous. So that time you need some kind of motivation. So let's see. What I think, sometimes nature also motivates us. When we feel little like monotonous, we do not get energy in our work. We can be motivated by the mother nature also, by the beauty of the nature. So sometimes we can get motivated by the art, like by singing, by dancing. So our motivation is different, like it varies from person to person. So I'm sharing my screen for today's class. So let's see. So what is motivation? Motivation is a driving force behind a person's action. So if you have a low motivation towards work, you will take longer time to complete it, and the quality of the output may not be very good either. So on the other hand, if you have high motivation towards the job, you will not only enjoy the work but also get satisfaction out of the outcome. What I was telling, that really if you have motivation, if you are energetic in the world, you can get the satisfaction also. So if you are not motivated, you cannot get the satisfaction. People often try to find out what the factors to motivate others are. So if an employee can be motivated to do his work, then not only will he get a sense of satisfaction and triumph from his efforts, but the company will also get high productivity, good outcome, and all this will result in the employee getting rewards for his hard work. So when people are motivated at work, there are more positive forces that play. Okay. So on the other hand, if you have high motivation towards a job, uh, you will be satisfied also. So when people are motivated at work, there are many positive forces that play in the working environment. The self-motivated people motivate others and persuade them to work better. This improves the effort put inside the job and the results improve. The successful managers always make a clear point to explain their team what is needed of them and also delegate work as per a person's talent. This makes the entire workforce feel like a cohesive unit where everyone is functioning like part of the machinery. People often try to find some factors to motivate others, and if an employee can be motivated to do his work, then not only will he get a sense of satisfaction and triumph from his efforts, but the company will also get high productivity. See, if I am not feeling comfortable in the job, I will also not be very productive for the company, and I will also not get the satisfaction. So when people, self-motivated people motivate others and persuade them to work better. So the self-motivated people, like people who motivate themselves, they work better and they also motivate others. The successful managers always make a clear point to explain their team what is needed of them and also delegate work as per a person's talent. This makes the entire workforce feel like a cohesive unit. So when you are the like manager of some team, first you need to tell your team very clearly what you need from them. So if you don't tell them, they will not also like do the outcome and it will also feel upset. So you need to do this. So there is a case study Protector and Gamble has mastered the skills of motivating employees. That's the reason they have been operating successfully for many years in more than 80 countries. They have understood that different cultures get motivated with different rewards. So for example, Swedes might not appreciate the remuneration-based reward system of the Americans because they appreciate being rewarded with time off more. Similarly, Japanese hold group-based incentives and equality at workplace as rewards for their hard work. So for them, that could be the incentive to get them motivated. So there is some case study. So different cultures get motivated to different rewards. Like for example, Swedish people might not appreciate the remuneration-based reward system of the Americans because they appreciate being rewarded with time off more. So similarly, Japanese hold group-based incentives and equality at workplace. So Japanese want the equality and group-based incentives as reward of their hard work. So P&G has tailored and reward and incentive program as per the culture of the place it operates in, and this has resulted in the company featuring in Fortune's world's most admired companies. The complete opposite happens when we don't manage to achieve our goals. Like there is a dip in confidence and people start questioning their own abilities. So many opt out of their careers they're in and feel happy to settle down for something way less below their potentials. So there is a very interesting correlation between motivation, confidence, and achievement. So higher motivation leads to higher confidence, and higher confidence results in higher achievements. So, however, if the targets are too steep, then it will be very tough to achieve the targets, and then the low confidence sets in. That's why it's common practice in any training program to start the trainees with ease achievable targets. When a supervisor motivates his teammates, he is supposed to know that there are two types of motivation that teammates will look for. One where they will see whether the supervisor is motivating them to partake in wrong actions or is motivating them to achieve an unachievable target. If, the complete opposite thing happens when we don't manage to achieve our goals. Like there is a deep in confidence and people start questioning their own abilities. And many opt out the careers. They are in feel and happy and settle down for something way less below their product potentials. There is a very interesting correlation between motivation, confidence, and achievements. Obviously, because motivation comes from within. So, if you feel motivated, you will feel confidence. So, higher motivation leads to higher confidence, and higher confidence results in higher achievement. So, however, if the targets are too steep, then it will be very tough to achieve targets, and then low confidence sets in. So when a supervisor motivates his teammates, he's supposed to know that there are two types of motivation that the teammates will look for. The one they will, where they will see whether the supervisor is motivating them to partake in wrong actions, or if he is motivating them to achieve an unachievable target. But the second observation they will make is if the supervisor himself is motivated enough for the targets. So when I am trying to motivate you, I should be motivated. Otherwise, I cannot do that. So there, no matter how hard he tries, his words will sound hollow. Yes, like how much you will try, if you are not motivated, you will sound very much hollow. So the thing is, you need motivation in every field, in study, in job, whatever you are trying to do, you are trying some good for others, you need motivation for everywhere. Okay, well, now types of motivation. Now, motivation is a workplace, can take many forms. What works to motivate one individual might be ineffective for another. So, understanding a wide range of motivation types can help employees find ways to stay motivated at work and aid managers who are seeking new methods to help their teams excel. So there are many forms of motivation. So what works to motivate one individual might be ineffective for another. So understanding a wide range of motivation types can help employees find ways to stay motivated at work and lead managers who are seeking new methods to help their teams to excel. Two categories are commonly used to describe motivation, like intrinsic and extrinsic. So intrinsic refers to motivation that comes from within yourself rather than from an outside source, whereas extrinsic comes from an exterior source. Several different types of motivation fall under intrinsic and extrinsic category. So what is intrinsic motivation? So intrinsic motivation is something when you are driven to accomplish a task because you find it personally rewarding. So if you are intrinsically motivated to complete a task, you likely enjoy the process and accomplish it willingly. Many hobbies like working puzzles, playing sports, or watching movies provide intrinsic motivation, all this. So completing a task due to intrinsic motivation will usually leave you feeling personally satisfied. So you may not have met any tangible goals or produced immeasurable results, but you feel the effort it took to complete the task was worthwhile. Among intrinsic motivation factors are common subtypes of motivation, including competence and learning motivation. So what is competence motivation? It is also known as learning motivation. It relates to an individual's need to feel competent or capable. So people who are motivated by competence work toward goals that involve education, training, and knowledge. So in the workplace, you might be motivated to learn a new software program, not because of the rewards, but because you can master a new skill. So companies might specifically provide opportunities for individuals who are competence motivated in order to focus on promoting highly skilled employees who usually seek out learning opportunities. So if you are competence motivated, you may be able to learn new equipment and techniques quickly, train others, or promote yourself as a highly capable leader. So in intrinsic motivation, you are doing something because you know you will get some prize. So this is like basically this motivation. If while you are doing this kind of work, you like you feel so much satisfied and you can produce good work. Like because you are enjoying. So there are some kind of subtypes of motivation like competence and learning. What is that? Like you while you are doing some work, you get to know something new. You can like train yourself. You can like, be updated. So companies also sometimes give you this kind of opportunities for individuals who are competence motivated in order to focus on promoting new highly skilled employees who usually seek out learning opportunities. Okay. What is attitude motivation? Attitude motivation drives you to change the way or other people think and feel. So attitude motivated people seek to enhance their interactions with others by improving social engagements. So they focus on making the people around them feel better. So attitude motivation is something comes from your within, like it drives you to change the way you or other people think and feel. They focus on making people around them feel better. Like if you feel compelled to work for a non-profit or volunteer for an organization because helping people makes you feel good, you are motivated by a change in attitude. So I think you understood what type of motivation is like leads to what type of outcome. Now, what is creative motivation? When you are motivated uh, by the desire to express yourself, you are tapping into creative motivation. So creative motivation can include the urge to write a book or poem, act on a film, play the guitar, or start a business. So what are you telling that motivation doesn't mean that you always have to read something, you always have to do some like concrete. It also comes from the art, like maybe from dancing, from singing. So companies can encourage creativity by integrating it into their workplace and culture. such as a graffiti wall that employees can doodle on, or a pumpkin carving contest during Halloween. For some people, setting aside some time every day to express themselves creatively is vital to staying motivated in other areas of their life, including work. So, creative motivation can include a company event during which employees spend a whole night together working on an open software project to build a new product. So, this is creative motivation. So we discussed three types of motivation: competence motivation, where you can learn something new. We discussed creative motivation when creativity comes from the creative things, and attitude motivation when you feel good while you are doing something. So I don't know you are getting motivated or not, because uh, there is no student I am getting. I'm just teaching on myself. While you will listen, maybe you will feel motivated. So, what is extrinsic motivation? Extrinsic motivation involves either the promise of a reward or a threat of punishment. So, children typically study hard in school because they want to earn a reward for high grades or avoid getting trouble at home. So in some cases, they might be equally motivated by both consequences. Sometimes you need to punish them, but I think if you tell like people nicely, like not all the time, they will listen. First, we have to try nicely. At first, you cannot start by the book. So in the workplace, the rewards earned from completing extrinsically motivated tasks typically do not satisfy any of your personal needs. So in fact, you will like to need to sacrifice some of your own time, security, energy, reach an extrinsic goal. Extrinsic rewards usually involve money, acknowledgement, or other types of compensation. So extrinsic consequences might involve monetary loss, discipline, or opportunities. So many employees are extrinsically motivated in the workplace by both their paychecks and career advancement. So among extrinsic motivation, factors have common subtypes of motivation, including achievement motivation, which involves the satisfaction you gain when reaching a goal. People who are achievement motivated are not satisfied with the completed project unless it earns them some level of recognition. Achievement motivation is an extrinsic form of motivation because it requires outside source in order to provide a sense of accomplishment. In workplace, achievement motivation drives individuals to be goal oriented. So these are the types of motivation. So you can choose like what motivation you need to improve your outcome, and you can do accordingly. Okay, so thank you for your interest in the class. We'll again meet next day.